Good morning, everybody. Brian Stavely here with the XP Realty and the Legendary Home Team. Really happy to have our lending partner, Sean McManamon. He's with Success Lending at McManamon, I'm sorry.
Whatever
And
you think.
he's with Success Lending. Great guy. I've done a bunch of loans with him. Really knows his stuff. And today he's going to be teaching us about Facebook lead ads. So Facebook has a number of different kinds of ads. Sean has kind of really been doing all kinds of ads on there, but he's got some really neat stuff to show us about the lead ads. So I'm just going to talk to him for 1 second, and then I'm going to give him the floor. Good morning, Sean.
Good morning.
So you're going to talk to us mainly about lead ads, correct?
I'm going to go over a couple different ads. Lead ads is one of them, and
Okay.
probably the most effective one to use if you want to run ads on Facebook. So, the first one I'm going to go over is a lead ad. It's more complicated to do, but I'll show you where when we get to it exactly what you need to do different ads.
Okay, Sean, I'm just going to remove myself from the screen, give you the floor. That way you can talk and share your screen, okay?
All right. Thank you. All right. So let's get there. So, hello everyone. Good morning. Saturday morning. My name's Sean McManamon. Most of you know me. Some of you don't. I'm a lender with Success Lending, and I do mortgages. So whenever you have a buyer, I send them my way. Just a little bit about what's going on in the mortgage market right now. Ugly, ugly this last 2 weeks as far as rates go. We're in the sixes. All right, there's no way around it, and that's conventional. So you can go into it. Now we're looking at putting people in FHA. I don't want an FHA. I don't want to do it. Well, FHA is a point better. You got conventional at 6.25. I was quoting somebody yesterday, 6.25. We dropped, and they're putting 5% down. So I said, well, let's look at FHA, 5.25. That's a whole point. Okay, now the mortgage insurance on FHA is a lot higher, right? Not a lot, but it's higher. But when you look at financially, when you take a side by side comparison, a point difference on a $300,000 loan is a no brainer. You're going to go FHA. Even people who are putting 20% down, you want to look at it, because if you're getting if you're at, let's say you're at the maximum 400,000, and you say, well, just pay the mortgage insurance. I don't want to pay PMI. Well, if you're saving money, it makes sense. So just be careful whenever you refer somebody, or you're even on your listing. You want to make sure, one, that they're truly approved. I tell that to everybody. You get this pre-approval letter. It doesn't mean anything. You know that. You want to make sure that you call the lender, that you ask them, have you looked at their documents, not their credit. Everybody can look at their credit. I can have somebody with no experience, but all their documentation, to make sure that your listing is not going you're not going to waste time, your seller's time under contract for something that's not going to happen. I'm always available to just call, even on the weekends, to call me and say, does this look right? What do you think? If you have a listing, or even a buyer that's using somebody else, what does this look like? I'll tell you if it's going to work or not. I've been doing this long enough where I really, one deal is not going to make a difference to me one way or the other. I'll tell that person to stay where they're at. They're getting a better deal. So that's what's going on. We're looking like interest rates are going to probably, it's going to hover in the sixes for the rest of the year. As you see inflation reports come out, that's going to have a direct effect on rates. Right now, it looks like inflation's kind of leveling off, which is great for rates. So that's what's going on in the mortgage business. What I'm going to go over today, and I did real estate for years with Karen, and learned a lot about advertising on Facebook. And you hear different stories. You'll hear Facebook sucks, the leads suck, I can't stand them, they're no good. Facebook leads are the same as Zillow leads, are the same as Google leads, are the same as any online lead that you're going to deal with. That you got to work several leads to get to somebody who's really going to buy, who's qualified. They're the same, their quality is just as good. Google ads probably will bring you a buyer that's closer to buying. Because they typed in words, homes in Dunedin under 400,000 or whatever. So they're probably closer. Facebook, you got to nurture them a little bit, but you're still going to get plenty of people who are ready now. What I'm going to show you now, Google, if I sat here and tried to show you Google AdWords, you'd leave because it's complicated. All right. There's a lot. Facebook ads to me aren't complicated, but they are complicated to a lot of people. So you're going to probably say, well, this is complicated too. These are easy. You can knock out a Facebook ad just like that. Once you do it a few times, you're going to be, I can do this. And then you can alter your Facebook ad for whatever you want, buyers, sellers, whatever. You can advertise a listing. You can advertise, a list. You can advertise a home valuation. There's just endless things you can do. Right now, our industry, our market, we're kind of getting back to a normal market, right? We were in a crazy, there's no point in advertising market, right? Well, now we're getting back to normal. So before, people were running these Facebook ads to get home valuations, right? And everybody said there's everybody in the world is doing it. Well, not anymore. Okay, people stopped doing that. So now you can jump on Facebook, put a home valuation ad, and people are actually going to, because sellers or prospective sellers are thinking, I don't want to miss out. I don't want to miss out on this, this wave. I want to sell at the top, right? So you're going to have a lot of people curious. What's my value? Since we've increased in value so much, what's my value? So I think it's more effective now to use that type of ad. So that's one of the ads I'm going to show you. Now, keep in mind, the ads, I'm going to show you 3 ads, okay? When you go through the process and we get to the end where we're putting in the actual ad copy, the creativeness, this is where you could substitute out different types of ad. All the way up to that point, it's the same no matter what ad you run, okay? Once you get to the creative, that's where this one's I'm actually going to advertise a listing, or I'm going to try and get buyers. That's where you change it. So I only really need to go through the ad process once up to that stage, and I'll show you where you change that. The other thing is, I'll do some of the stuff for you. Okay, I talked to Karen yesterday. I'm going to come up with a system, and I've always wanted to do this, but I haven't. I'm too busy and just haven't focused. To where it's kind of like a done for you. You're on Karen's team. Sean can do it for you. Okay, and I'll do the ad for you, so you don't have to spend time doing it, and it'll be the type of ad you want. Now you pay for the actual ad, costs, or we'll split it. Whatever we come up with, but I'll do a lot of this stuff for you if you don't want to do it, okay? Because you're realtors, you're not digital marketers, and I'm in mortgages, but I can do it so fast. It doesn't take me a lot of time to do this. So let's get into the first one. Now, I want to show you this right here. Everything is going to be based off of KV Core too, all right? Just because everybody has KV Core, but you can substitute whatever CRM you want, whatever system you want. It doesn't matter, because that CRM or that system is just going to give you a link. It's just a landing page, right? So it doesn't matter what you use. KV Core is just what we have. So I built this one thing off of KV Core. So let's go over the first ad, which blew my mind that I got this many leads.
So where are you right now, in Facebook?
Yeah, I'm gonna show you exactly where to go in Facebook. So first, to get to this point right here, where this is the ad section, okay? To get to it, you've got to have a business page, all right? Business page, what they call it, different pages, but it's a business page. It used to be a fan page, but it's a business page, because you got to advertise off of that business page. So
because you cannot advertise on
personal. You cannot advertise using a personal account. Okay, you've got to have a business account, and that just means you got to set up a business page. So whatever your page is, you could be your name realtor. I used to run a ton of ads based off of generic pages, and it worked great because people, whether you like it or not, they don't like working with a person, a realtor, a mortgage person. They want to work with just a online something, right? So I created business pages, Pinellas County real estate deals, Safety Harbor, Palm Harbor. I got so many business pages. And so what I would do is run the ads off of those pages. And so when the person saw, when in your scroll, when you're looking on Facebook and you see something that's sponsored, in the corner it'll say Pinellas County real estate deals. So most likely people are going to click on that rather than Sean McManamon realtor, because they're like, I don't want to deal with this guy. So if I can just deal with Pinellas County real estate deals, who is really nobody. So it's kind of generic, but you don't have to do it, because the reality is a lot of times people they can't pay attention. They don't even know where it's based off. They just see the ad. The ad copy is what's going to get them to do something. So I'm assuming you've got your business page, right? What you do to get into ads, and you can do what's called boosting of ads. You've probably heard that. That's basically taking you through this a little bit. Though when you boost ads, you don't have control over where it's going. There's a lot of factors that they take out of your hands. So what you want to do is you want to go to business.facebook.com while you are open in Facebook. Okay. Because if you're not open in Facebook, it may ask you to put your username and password in.
Business.facebook.
Yeah, business.facebook.com. Okay, it's going to come up, not to this, but it's going to come up to something where you have an account, and how's yours?
Meta Business
Yeah.
Suite.
Yeah, business suite. So, and there's some setup that you might have to do, but you really don't have to do much of a setup, because we're not really going deep into this ad. What we're going to want to do, and when you look at it, look for the ads manager. Okay. And if you see like this circle with, like mine has a circle with an S, click on that. It'll take you to, I have a bunch of different accounts, so it could get confusing, but you're going to want to, and it's really Meta. It doesn't even say Facebook.
Meta Business.
Yeah. So does everybody see it?
Yeah.
So, like, they're not going to use Facebook anymore?
No, they've already changed it to Meta. Okay. So it'll say Meta. So when you get to the ads manager, all right, did everybody get to it? See, when you click these 3 dots here, or 4 dots, see ads manager, audiences, business settings. There's a lot of different things you can do in this. So you want to go to all ads. So here's a little different. So yeah, because you want to create an ad.
I think you don't have to do pixels anymore.
Pixels are a whole different world.
I set one up.
Yeah, so if you have a pixel set up, it'll automatically, at the end, I'll be able to show you where you can do a pixel. Pixels, that's when you're starting to get advanced. All right, that's when you're like,
Yeah, let's not go down.
yeah,
Let's keep it
basically
simple.
it's when it follows you around. Okay, so we're in Ads Manager right here, right? So we want to create a new ad. All right. So first, before we do that, I want to show you what this ad, the results here. Okay. This ad, which blew me away.
Wow, apparently I did ads in 2015.
There you go.
By the way, Karen, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is being recorded, everybody. So,
Right.
Yeah.
We're gonna get
Being recorded. You could call me. I'll walk you through it. We get on a Zoom. I'm here at least 3 to 4 days every week. So we can set up a time. So I started this ad right here. This is called Pinellas County Price Reductions. Okay. What is that? The ads you want to run are what they hear in the media. Okay. For years, I ran Pinellas County Pinellas County foreclosure deals, right? Even when foreclosures There were no foreclosures that were worth a crap. People still thought they would get a deal. So I ran that ad and I just got leads. I mean, I could run that ad on the weekend and get 50 leads. So you want to know what's going on in our industry, what's going on in the market. Well, they're starting to hear about price reductions, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I said, I'm going to run this ad that's called Pinellas County Price Reductions. Okay. Now I made this ad. There's a lot of creativeness in the end that you may not be able to do yet, but it really did work. And I'll show you what I mean. So this is what the ad looks like. Let me show you that right here. All right. So this is what the ad looks like when it's done, and we'll walk through how to get to it. But I used this ad 4 or 5 years ago and it was effective, right? And so I said, I'm just going to try it now, right? See what happens. Well, it's effective because I ran this thing on Wednesday. I set it up on Wednesday. I got 14 people filled out the form. Okay. That's unbelievable. I didn't even hit the weekend. So basically what this ad is this is called a carousel ad, a lead ad. Okay. One, and then a carousel on pictures. So basically the way I set it up was this ad, and I got 2 screenshots because there's carousels. They scroll. So what I did was I did Pinellas County price reductions, right? And then each little picture carousel I did a different city. I did Palm Harbor, Safety Harbor, Clearwater, Oldsmar, Tarpon, with a different picture on each one. These are old listings that I had. So you want to make sure when you're using pictures on Facebook that you own the pictures, okay? Because if you throw something on there and somebody sees it, you get in trouble, and you don't want to do that. So these are actual listings I had in the past. This one was Karen's. I remember doing open house at that.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So what happens is this. So you want to throw emojis on there too, right? Because it grabs their attention. See, this is the scroll in your thing. And if you're a home buyer, you're like, you see this and you see, attention home buyers price reductions. And then you see this Palm Harbor price reductions. You're like, yeah, I want to see what this is. So when they click on learn more, right? This, and I'm going to show you how to do this.
We're recording this, so make sure your camera's.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, they're recording the screen. Or he's recording, so I don't even think he sees
Wants
that.
to see your face.
He doesn't want. Too bad. All right. So because I can't keep in the screen. So let's say once they click that learn more, this pops up. All right. This is what lead ads do on Facebook. They're so good. This pops up already filled in. All right.
Their names, okay.
Their name, their email address, and more importantly, their phone number is automatically here. They don't have to do anything, right? The only thing they have to do, what's your time frame for purchasing? That's the only thing and this is the goal. Because if I don't have this, everybody, they want to see the list, right?
This meaning
This question,
recorded
what is your
people.
time frame for purchasing?
time frame.
That weeds out 15 to 20%. All right. Weeds out the people that you don't want to waste your time on because they're really not serious. If they the more questions you give them to fill out, the more quality the lead is. So I at least just do this one. So I know, because when I get the lead, I know. In this drop down, I couldn't, it would have blocked all this. But this is now 1 to 3 months, 3 to 6, 6 and over. So they have those choices. So I know where they're at in the process. And whatever they put on that, you can cut in half. Okay, for the most part. If someone puts 1 to 3 months, they're ready now. If somebody puts now, they're really ready now. If somebody's 6 months or more, well, you can nurture them, but they're going to be ready because they did this. So once they do that, and they've only filled this out. They didn't. This other stuff is there. It's already there. Then thank you comes up. Get access to all your homes. And then boom, when they hit that, it takes them to the KV Core squeeze page. Does everybody know how to do a squeeze page?
Yes.
Okay. So you've done your KV Core squeeze page. Now, one thing I did learn in setting this up, and I got to get with KV Core because they need to work on this. See, these leads, 3 people looking at these houses, right? That just came in the last 2 days, just for me messing around with this. So, and because I have a KV Core page, because I still have my real estate license, and let me show you. So when you're in your KV Core and you're building your squeeze page, because we have videos on me showing you how to do a squeeze page. And here's the history of all the squeeze pages. So the one I created was price reduced homes, right, in Pinellas County. What I found out, and if you want to run this, for some reason, KV Core is not working with just stripping out price reduced home. We don't have 799 price reduced home, most likely, right? And I'm like, why is this happening? So there's just listed, there's an open house, there's reduced, right? But KV Core, for some reason, their feed is not just pulling it in. Does it matter? No, it really doesn't. You're getting them to this page. That's all you want to do. And so when we do the lead ad, I don't make them register, right, on this, because I've already got their information, and I Zapier it to KV Core. So there's another ad I can run to the same page and make them register. So this one they're not registering. So that's how that lead ad works. So let's walk through it and see how we create it. So here.
Sean, can I ask you a question?
Yep.
Do you think it's more question, adding a couple more questions, asking the buyer?
Yes.
Okay, so one question's fine, but the more they answer, the more serious they are.
Absolutely. Have you guys heard of Zillow long form?
Yeah.
The reason those are so expensive and people like them more than the other is because Zillow and Realtor.com does the same thing. And they take them through a series of 12 questions, right? 12. If the person's done all that, they're serious. You can generate hundreds of leads on Facebook. If I throw that Pinellas County foreclosure list out right now, I guarantee you I will get a ton of leads. And if I don't give them questions to answer, I'm going to get a ton of people who are just kicking tires, who just want to, what's going on. So the more questions you put on there, because I used to have on my page, I would say, what's your time frame for purchasing? Do you have to sell a home? I put a bunch of different questions, and if they did all those questions, I knew they were serious. So that kind of, and what happens is when they fill that out, I get texted immediately. Okay. And my text says the name, and I set it up to where in my text it says name, phone number, email address, time frame for purchasing. So if I'm out and about and I get this lead and they say now or 1 to 3 months, I'm calling them immediately. Okay.
You're not using AI?
I'm not
in the text?
No. I mean, what I do is they will get an automatic campaign. So they'll get an automated answer, right? But if they're like, now I want to call them, all right? And I try to call them. Now I'm calling them, with a different purpose. I'm going to try to get them pre-approved, right? Whereas a realtor, I want to see what their interest is. What do you get? What are you looking for? And then get to somebody to get them pre-approved.
Sean, question. Yeah. So is there a question on there about pre-approval if they've talked to anybody about financing?
No, but you can put it on there.
So if
they've done that, they're ready to go.
Yeah, and that was one of the questions I used before too, was have you been pre-approved? I really used the 2 questions. What's your time frame for purchasing? Have you been pre-approved? And because just 2 questions, you'll weed out a lot of tire kickers. And the ones that say they're not pre-approved, that was like, I can get that to my lender and get it done. So yeah, you can set up whatever questions you want. All right. So the first thing we do to get so you're an ads manager and you click on create, right? We're going to create an ad. I'll just create. All right. Step by step. Just fill out what I tell you to fill out. Because you can go and I don't know how many different directions with this thing.
It's like asking me, what am I trying to accomplish?
Yeah, mine says choose a goal.
Right.
So
Get more leads?
yes, you want to get more leads. So here it'll come into where, see what you did. Now, what I think what you're seeing right there is a different version and you may want to clear out your cookies on your computer to get to this, to where we can start from the beginning. But you're going to it's going to come in. What your version you'll see what page we're at once we get to it, and I'll show you. So what you just clicked on, what do you want to do? You want to get leads? Basically, that's the same question right here. Choose your campaign objective, right? You've got awareness, traffic, engagement, leads, all this other stuff. For your purposes as a realtor, it's either traffic or leads. That's it. You don't want to go into any of these other things because it doesn't do you any good. You're not selling a product. You're not selling an app.
What would you use traffic for? Like posting a listing
So
or something?
traffic. Okay, the ad that I'm going to show you is a lead ad, which is what I've shown you. Traffic, I'll show you that ad. All that is they click learn more on the ad. It takes them directly to the squeeze page. Okay, it doesn't capture their information. They don't answer the question. It just takes them to the squeeze page. And in that case, on that squeeze page, I have that squeeze page set up for 2 clicks, 2 different things they look at. They have to register. So the difference is the traffic ad, you're just taking them to a site. You have not captured any information, right? You capture the information when you get them there, right? The lead ad, you get them to the same site, right? Or a similar site, but you've already captured their name, their phone number. The other difference is on a traffic ad, they hand put in their information, right? So they're going to put in bogus information. A lot of times you're going to get Mickey Mouse. It's funny what kind of names and things I get sometimes. There are people who are smart enough and savvy enough, they catch it on Facebook, so they see that their name's already captured in there, and then they change it, right? There's people, there's nothing that's 100%, all right? But the lead ad the thing is everybody has a messenger, right? So Facebook has everybody's phone number, right? They have so you're not getting bogus phone numbers. You're getting real phone numbers, okay? You may get bogus emails, or you may get older emails that somebody had in their profiles, but you are getting up to date. This is your phone number. So that's why it's gold. You're still going to come across some that just fill in, information they want. Well, you just got to work through that. So we're choosing leads, right? I want a lead ad. And what I do, and once you do that, it asks you to put in the name your campaign, name your ad set, name your ad, right? You want to put a name to it. I have a system, the way I do it is I abbreviate it. So I'm gonna make this L, which means lead ad, so I know what it is. And I'm gonna call it, I'm gonna call this one Clearwater.
A form name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clearwater. No, not form name.
Oh.
Because form name.
Because ours looks different than yours.
I know, ours is totally different than yours.
Because it just told me that this was all brand new and did like a.
You haven't run an ad. Okay, the form name is what I do at the end. But what you can do is you can still add the form, because what this did was it took you through and kind of take some of the creativity out of it for you, because you probably never run an ad.
I have not.
Yeah, and so it's kind of trying to help you. Okay, it's trying to help
It
you
knows
out.
I need help,
Yeah.
that's why.
But mine, I have.
You have
And what
run
it's
ads?
saying- And what it's telling me is that it's brand new and all this is new, so by clearing.
Oh,
this-
you're still in it. You're still not in that form name section.
Right, and it's-
Right.
I can't get to it without, it's asking me to see how
Oh,
to
you-
back, how to.
Well, you'll see what you're seeing right now. I'm gonna get to it. Okay.
Bottom line.
Yeah, you're ahead of me. But if you have this section right here.
Yeah, that's, I did too.
All right, the form name, we can do that right now. So basically the form name, you want to just add whatever the form name, whatever the ad's name is, name the form name.
Okay.
Okay, so put that in. And then, so you'll see,
Is this important to have, like, you know, how they say words
No,
in there that,
doesn't matter,
that doesn't matter? Okay.
this is their capture page, so you can put in the text, and let's say this one, you want to say, get your price reduced homes. You can put that in there.
Custom form text?
Yeah. So now, the headline, you want to put whatever, Pinellas price reduced homes.
Am I allowed to do that since you
Yeah.
already have it?
No, you can do it. No. There's no duplication is fine in Facebook.
Okay.
Like my page one of my pages I have is Pinellas County real estate deals. You could create a page, Pinellas County real estate deals. It doesn't
Okay.
matter. So on the form, so when you put the headline, right? I wish I could get that up here.
And then it says description.
And description, you don't have to put, you could just say price reduced homes in Pinellas.
Just repeat it.
Yeah. And then where it says consumer info,
Mhm.
that's where you're pulling in the information.
The description's going below the headline.
Do you want phone number? What do you think?
You want phone number, you want email address. Now names, you want first and last name.
It says full name.
Just says
phone
full.
It won't let you do first and last?
Nope.
That's fine. You can do full name. And then you want phone number and the email address. Okay? And then, so you're basically building the end form.
number. Do we want to add a question or not?
This is where you want to add the question. You want to say, what's your time frame for purchasing? Have you been pre-approved? Whatever you want. So while you guys are there, let me get to there, okay? So I'm going to do this one, Clearwater price reduced homes. All right.
Really, what your that title is just a catch.
Yeah, you don't.
It's curiosity.
Because the actual ad itself, that's not the ad itself. That's the form after they've already clicked on the ad, right? So you actually don't even have to do that. You could just do another one after, because you can make as many forms as you want for an ad. So you can say, I'm going to run an ad. I'm going to do 10 different forms, and then I'm going to run 20 different ads to these forms. So the form, this is just the end of it. They're trying to cut out a lot of the creativity so that you don't mess up going through. That's why they're making you do the form first. So what I did was I named it. Okay. So now you guys are going to get to this. All right. If you want to keep going, this is very important. This is probably the most important things that people don't understand. And when you go through yours, you're going to see something that says special ad category. All right. Facebook now restricts advertising for real estate, right? We can't do a lot of demographics. We can't do any demographics, right? When they got in trouble. So they created what's called a special ad category, right? You have to mark your ad as a special ad category, okay? It has to be housing. If you run a real estate ad and you don't do special ad category housing, your ad will never get approved. It'll sit out there in La La Land forever, and you'll be like, why aren't they approving? Because what happens when you create this ad, it goes through an approval process. don't freak out if it takes 24 hours to 48 hours because you haven't run a lot of ads. Because I did a valuation ad yesterday and or day before, and it got approved like the next morning at 5 a.m. It took that long. I run a lot of ads. So they have to approve the ad. And if they see that you did not market housings, because people think they can get around it. Oh, I'm just going to get around. I won't, they won't catch it. Well, they'll just not approve it. They won't tell you. It'll just be out. You'll be like, why isn't my ad approved? Well, it's because of that. And if you do it multiple times, they'll shut down your account. Okay. So you always want the special ad category to be housing, right? So what I'm going to tell you to put down here is basically that's it. Don't mark up anything else. Okay. So you put special ad category. The next thing is your daily budget, which I saw was on yours at like 35. It defaults to different numbers, 30, 35. You can do a daily budget. You can do a lifetime budget. It's up to you. What I do is just do a daily budget. Okay. But you got to remember, and don't forget, because if you don't tell it when to end, it'll run at $10 a day forever. So what I do is I like daily budget because if you put an end date on it, a lot of times you can't rerun that ad. You got to go create another one or just copy it. So I keep my daily budget. I keep it going all the time. But I'll just know to turn it off. I usually run my ads. I used to start them on Thursday and end them on Sunday. Okay. Because most people are on Facebook over the weekends and that's when they're going to be looking. If you really want to maximize the potential of this, is you just keep it running all the time. Because Facebook learns what people are seeing and they will optimize your ad for you. So it just depends on what you want to spend. But when I do this, I do $10 a day.
So when it says your total budget rents is 35, so that's a day?
That's total budget.
Okay.
It's a lifetime budget. Yeah.
But it says estimated reach per day.
It'll right here.
So I want to do $10 there.
I would do 10. So I do 10. So this is where I'm at here, 10. All right. Nothing else. You're not changing anything else. And then you go to the next screen. And since you guys already had the forms, it's asking me how do I want, my forms. And I don't want Messenger. I don't want to use calls or app. Or actually, instant forms right here. This is what you want because you're going to create a form. You want to send them to a form to send them to a website. Okay. Now on your thing also, you're going to have to tell them what page you want this based out of. Remember I told you I had to have a business page. Pinellas County Real Estate Deals is my business page. And then you're going to see a schedule, start date. This is where you could put an end date if you wanted to. So if I was afraid that maybe I would spend too much money and I'd forget, then I'd put an end date here and it would end, right? So if you did a lifetime budget, if you did a daily budget, it'll end on that day. I'm not going to do that because I'm going to remember to turn it off. So the next thing here, and this is where we can really get, in depth of different types of targeting. Okay. It'll say audience. All right. Remember it used to be when I ran my ads, I want to run 25 and older. I want to run them in this zip code. I put a bunch of financial because they used to have demographics like they make $100,000 or more, blah, blah, blah. Credit's good. They don't do that anymore. You can't do that for special ad categories. So your audience, okay, you have two choices. One is Clearwater plus 15 miles, okay, or Palm Harbor plus 15 miles or more. So my targeted reach has to be a city plus 15 miles, the radius of the ad, okay? So, but I can make it more if I want. I can do Clearwater plus 50 miles, right? But I can't do Clearwater plus or less than 15. Where we used to be able to run ads to just Safety Harbor to Palm Harbor. You can't do that anymore. It's got to be city plus 15 miles.
So is it better to do a small target? Because like I was able to put in California, New York, and all that.
Yeah, it's what depending on what your ad's saying. You want to, we're targeting people around here, right? So I would keep it at 15 to 20. Okay. Bigger than that, you bring in a big audience and your ad may not be seen as much. Okay. Because you want your ad seen. Okay. And so I do plus the 20 sometimes, because when I do Clearwater plus 20, it gets all of Pinellas County, some of Hillsborough, some of Pasco.
So do you do Dunedin plus 15, Palm Harbor plus
Yep.
15?
Yep.
Plus, then just keep adding?
Just keep whatever you want as far. If you do Clearwater plus 15, you really don't need to do anything else because it includes everywhere. And so right here, it defaults to the United States. So
Can I ask you,
yep.
You could run a snowbird ad in Boston.
Yes,
Sure.
I've done that.
15.
I ran an ad that was
Yeah.
during when we were starting to hit December, January, run condo ads up in Michigan. I got some, somebody told me some good areas there. So I would, whatever, I forget the city in Michigan, but I did it same plus 15 or up north Pennsylvania or wherever you can do that. Yeah. So this one though, I'm going to do, like I said, Clearwater. You can't do zip codes. They did away with that, which Clearwater. Clearwater, Florida. And here, see, look at the circle here. The plus 15, you can drop a pin right here in the middle if you want to and cover the circle, make the circle cover all of Pinellas. So I just do 20. And that covers plenty of people. Oops.
Sean, can I ask you something?
Yep.
So this would be directed from our real estate page, right?
Has to be from your business page, right?
Okay. Did you make a separate business page, like from whatever you said, like,
I have several business pages. So I do have a business page that's Sean McManamon Mortgage, and I have Pinellas County Real Estate Deals, Dunedin Real Estate Deals.
can we do that?
Yeah. Yeah, you can make as many as you want.
How do you change the miles?
There should be hit that
Like
little
a
arrow
slide
here,
or something.
and then
There it is.
yeah. So this one's going to be, so in this audience right here, here's another thing you can do. When we get real specific, and let's say, and this is kind of like you're going to have to spend some money for this a little bit, but let's say you want to advertise in a like Landsbrook, okay? You can't do that, right? You can't do that. It doesn't allow you. So to get around it, you create a custom audience. That means you upload an audience. So instead of where this says Clearwater plus 15, plus 20, whatever, let's say you've already done this. You've uploaded your audience into Facebook, your list. You can only advertise to that list. So that's where you can get specific. So there's what I was doing before was I had what's called RedX. Okay, it's a software, and I actually signed back up for it because I want to test it. RedX allows you to pull a whole neighborhood of phone numbers, email addresses, and names. All right, so let's say I want all of Landsbrook. I get all the names, the email addresses. I put it in a CSV file. I upload it into Facebook as a custom audience. That's more steps. We can do that another time. Facebook goes out and finds, because everybody puts their email address and their phone number in Facebook. They go out based on those numbers and email addresses, and they find their Facebook accounts, and they put it in the list. All right. So you have this list of targeted people that you want to send this ad to, but you got to spend a little money to try to get that list, right? Depends how you want to get it. You can do this for your database. And I say this on almost every Zoom and everything I do. Get all the people that you know in this world, your database, put it into a CSV file, upload it into Facebook as a custom audience, run $1 a day ad to that audience, and just change that ad every week. And all that ad has to say is, I'm Sean McManamon, I'm a realtor in your area. All you're doing is you're doing that to stay in front of these people every day, right? It's better than sending them emails It's better, marketing them on Facebook with that $1 a day custom audience. They're going to see you all the time. So they're going to remember you when they talk to somebody that wants to buy a house. That's another, I could spend 2 hours on that. But in this area, when you're choosing your audience, that's where you would do it. All right. But we chose Clearwater plus 20. You can't change the age. This is another thing that is irritating Facebook. It has to be 18 and up. I used to do 25 and up. Huh?
I just did a scale.
You can't. If you try to do it, they're going to deny the ad.
Oh, for crying
Okay.
out loud.
Keep it at 18 and older. Yep. They don't let.
Sean, while you're on that screen there, scroll
Yep.
back down.
Yep.
Or up for me. You see how a lot of that is water? Would it make sense to pin it?
You
farther
could.
to
Yes.
the,
You
east?
pin it in. You could just play around with it. I just don't care. Because I get enough people once I do this that's targeted, so I don't worry about it. But yes, you could.
Age 13.
What's that?
It says age 13.
Should be 18 and up.
Mine says 13 to 65.
Yeah, 18 to 65 is the default. So, and you can't change it. And if you change it, they're going to change it back, and then they're going to get mad at you for doing that. All right, so you chose where this is going to go, right? Who's going to see it? Next. Yep. Now, on this page, this is the creativity, all right? And everybody's going to do something different here. It just depends on what you want. Now, you want to choose an Instagram page if you have Instagram, but that Instagram account has to be related to your Facebook page, right?
What do you mean related?
You
They're
will
attached.
attach. It's
Yeah.
the same thing. So if you're
Mine
going
are connected.
but if you do different pages like I do, like Pinellas County, Dunedin, whatever, you
Oh.
can't have, I think you can only have one Instagram account to one page. So just know that. So if you
So
won't,
is it gonna make you put your business Facebook ad to a business Instagram page or
No.
personal?
personal. It doesn't, for Instagram, it doesn't matter. Okay. It's just one account to one page. And is it that important? I don't know, to be honest with you. I don't know how much I get off of Instagram, but I do when I run the ad, I leave it. Okay. Because we went past the point where you can basically say no to Instagram, say no to different. I just go through the defaults and use it because those are what's successful. So you might as well try Instagram. But if you don't have an Instagram account, it's not going to let you choose one anyways. So when you get to the ad setup, all right, this is the format. Remember I said carousel or single, okay? So this right here is a carousel ad, all right? This is one where and to do a carousel ad, you got to upload one picture for this one picture for this one, this, however many you want in the carousel. You have to upload a picture separate, so it takes more time. And for each one of these little blocks, you've got to add this in here, Safety Harbor. So it's more work. All right, but I'm seeing a lot more success with these
Probably more
carousel
effective,
ads
though.
because people like seeing the different pictures. But the most successful, other than carousel ads, is when you're here and you have a single image or video or carousel. If you put a video in there, your conversion goes off the charts. And all that video has to say is hi. It doesn't have to say anything worth, it doesn't have to be high production, does nothing. All the video, and actually, you wanted to run, if you could do this, is have multiple pictures just scrolling in a loop video, right? Whatever you put in there. And I did one where I would do like market updates. So I would just have my face and like a 15-second video that says here, the real estate market is changing. Click learn more to get your updated numbers for the real. Just doing that all of a sudden the views, the conversions, the clicks just exploded. And that's video. Okay. So if you can, maybe throw in a video. But the second best, in my opinion, is a carousel where you have multiple pictures.
I didn't see where it asks that, but it is asking me, do I want to turn on my pixel?
Yeah. So the pixel at the end is definitely something you want to do, but it's not giving you a choice for a single image because you got to add. Now, the other thing is you can use posts that you put on your business page as your ad. And here you could, if you wanted to, you could post. I could really post this if I wanted to. It's hard to post a carousel, but I could post this, right? This is a single image ad, right? This is the same ad that I was running with the carousel, but it's just one image, all right? So I'm testing this. I've gotten 3 or 4 leads off of this one. This is the traffic, the single image, right? So there's no carousel, there's no video, there's nothing. It's just this static image. And when they click learn more, it goes to the squeeze page and they have to register after a couple clicks, right? So that's the difference between, and if you were going to do a video, your video would be right here instead of the single image. And it would have the circle with the play button and all that. So it would definitely, it's going to get attention. And when people click learn more, they go to the squeeze page. All right, so now this is where you're going to create the text. So what I do, and this is what I suggest, is when you do an ad, use Google. So here's my ads, right? I've got it all laid out for me in this Google document. So now all I got to do is copy and paste. If I want to change something, so here I've got the headline, the description, the primary text. This is the text. Remember, this is the squeeze page. So I just, it makes it easier before you actually get to the creative. If you're like, yeah, I want this to look like this, keep it in a doc. So if you want to run another ad, but you want to maybe edit something, that way you can, just maybe change this primary text. So that's the way I do it. The other thing is with KV Core, when you create a squeeze page, you get 2 links. This one, this long one, and the short one, right? They don't save the short one. Once you've created your squeeze page and you leave and you get off that page, you can only see this. It's not a big deal because when you're putting it on like an ad, they don't care. Nobody sees that. But if for other types of advertising, if you want to keep your short one, make sure you create a Google spreadsheet that has your short addresses from KV Core. I learned that the hard way too. So certain things you learn as you do. But I keep all this stuff in a Google Doc. So it's easy for me. So I can create an ad right now and just copy and paste. It makes life easier. But this right here, the ad creative, where you add the media, where you add your descriptions and your headlines. I'm not going to do that because that's what this is. This is the primary text right here. This is the headline down here. So whenever you're making an ad, remember primary text, headline, and learn more for every ad you do. Don't change that ever. Unless you're going to do a messenger ad, like a chatbot ad, which if you do, you're crazy because that is a lot more involved. But they're effective. But you always want to learn more because that's the most effective that people click on. So when we're here, see where it says call to action? You always want to learn more. There's a lot of other ones that you can put in there, but learn more. When you're doing your creative, it's going to give you a preview. You'll be able to see what it looks like as you're going. And so once you are done with that and you hit publish, it sends it off to Facebook to be approved. And that, like I said, don't be surprised if it doesn't take 48 hours, 72 hours, because if you haven't run a lot, they're going to look at it. And really, it's actual people that are looking at it. So, because I've had ads that were turned down because I was kind of pushing the envelope. I wanted to see what I can get away with. And they would turn it down and they would actually send me a message, you can't do this, you know. But for the most part, you just want to make sure that it's generic. You don't want to do something too crazy where you're giving away something. That's when they start, what do you mean you're giving away something? Or, you know, they do look at real estate ads more than anything. That's probably the most scrutinized ad there is. And then after you're done with that, what you were just working on, the page, that's where you create it here. You created it up front, which is the form with the questions. Now, the thing about the lead ad, right, is that when they fill out the form, their name, to get their name into your phone or to get a notification, you have to set it up with Zapier to go to KV Core, right? So I'm not going to do that because that gets complicated, but KV Core is set up for Zapier. And if you want me to, you know, let's say you want to run these lead ads like this, I'll show you how to set it up. It doesn't take a lot of time, but it would for us doing this. I want to show you another ad before we're done. But KV Core is set up to integrate with Zapier. And Zapier, what it does is it takes the name and it brings it over to KV Core for you. That's a lead ad. But if you're doing a traffic ad where they have to register, you don't have to do that because they're registering on KV Core.
Where do we get Zapier at? What is that?
Just go on, Google it, Zapier, Zapier.
But how do you get them from Facebook to Zapier?
Zapier pulls it from Facebook automatically.
All right.
You set it up. You tell Zapier,
You connect them. Okay.
yeah, pull it from here and send it to KV Core.
Is it like an app that we pay for?
They have a free version, but if you're going to use it for Facebook ads, you got to pay for it. It's $8 a month, something. That's the bottom level, I think, is $8, and it gives you like 10 zaps a month or something like that. And it goes all the way up to $200 a month if you're doing a ton of stuff. But it's something you may want to look at if you're going to run lead ads. You don't have to. There's other ways.
So that's only if you want to get it in Cape.
Right. You want to get it in and you want it to text you or something. Actually, you can use Zapier to text you without paying for it. But to get it from Facebook to KV Core, you got to pay for it. Unless you do the traffic ads. The traffic ads doesn't matter. So the traffic ads is where you're just sending them to the squeeze page. So let me show you this. This is another ad I would run. And it's going to go similar to what you were doing, except this is not a lead ad. This is a traffic ad. So, and let me show you this. We have what'smyhomework.com is one thing we use as far as valuations. You can use your KV Core valuation. We can, listings of leads has it. So this ad right here, which I'm getting now, like I said, I'm blowing me away that these leads are, these evaluation leads. I'm getting leads out of this thing. So this is a traffic ad, right? Not a lead page ad. This is a traffic ad. What I did, and you want to run this, okay? Whatever city you want to target, you want to go in MLS. Let's say, because this one is Palm Harbor. So I went into MLS and I did a search and I put sold homes in the last 30 days, right? Just 30, just do 30. And then when it comes up, you just go to the map, right? When you go to the map, you see all these all these symbols right here. Screenshot it, okay? So for me, I did Palm Harbor, It showed there were 100, and go to the stat on the bottom. It says stats where you want to see the. So in the last 30 days, and I just did this yesterday, 145 homes have sold in Palm Harbor in the last 30 days. So that's what this picture is. I just screenshotted it. That's all it is. But maps convert like crazy too. Video, carousel, maps. For some reason, it converts like crazy. And I have done where I've uploaded this map into like a Canva or something like that, and then I put something in here that says click here, just to get their attention more. So you take a picture of this, you run this ad, and this ad, and this is very important. 145 homes sold in Palm Harbor in the last 30 days. The highest price is $2.2 million. Your home's value has changed. You put that in there, and they're like, "Oh, really? Changed, huh?" Click. You got to tell them what to do too. Everybody knows click learn more, right? But still tell them do this, right? Click learn more. Right here, up the headline, updated home valuation, learn more, right? That's the ad. And that gets people clicking like crazy. Now, where does it take them? Traffic ad, remember? They're not filling anything out. All they're doing is they're clicking learn more because they want to know what their value is, right? So I would not use this, but for this class, I'm showing you to use it. This is KV Core's valuation, okay? I don't like it because I like to make it look different and do things that you don't really have a lot of control. But this will get you leads today if you use this. So in KV Core, you do your squeeze page. You have the tabs where it's multi, single property. This is seller. Okay, it says seller. So click on the seller to create the squeeze page. And then and really watch this. I'll just show you. It's really easy. So as much as I don't like it, it's really simple. So when you go in here and you go to build a squeeze page, KV Core, see right here where it says multi-property, single property, seller squeeze. This is a seller squeeze. All right. And all you're doing is you put the city in. You can put your source, which is Facebook, hashtag, which is whatever you want it to be, and then location. This is where you put Palm Harbor because see, it says Palm Harbor. What's your Palm Harbor home worth? So when you're doing a squeeze page in KV Core, this is where you put Palm Harbor, and it will create the squeeze page for you. So basically, this ad, this traffic ad, when they click learn more, it takes them to your squeeze page in KV Core. And then they fill out their address, and then they get 3 values or 2 values, I think. 2 values. But what it kind of teases them, below that, it'll say, get your snapshot of what's happening in Palm Harbor, the market. In order for them to get that, they have to register. So listings and leads, in my opinion, is better because you can create different steps throughout the process before they register. And you can set it up. But this way, the only thing that's going to happen is when you do history. All right, so I hate this. All right, so valuation. So this is what it looks like to the customer. Okay, this is what it looks like to the customer. So they clicked on your ad. It took them here to your squeeze page in KV Core. I want to put in my address because I want to know what my value is. Brook Drive. So here's my value. Next. Has your information up here. This is my home. These values are way off, obviously, because I think my home's probably worth about Safety Harbor.
Safety Harbor.
It's around 700,000 probably. And there's no way I'd pay that much for the house, but that's the way it is.
Somebody will.
Yeah. So you get these. Yeah, there's 3.
People that will, though, right?
Yeah. So you get
So you
this.
sell it for that.
Yeah, I would probably. So, but if you want this other information here on KV Core, you got to unlock it. This is where if I want to see the full report, then you got to put in, then you got to register. I'm not necessarily crazy about that. Or I can even set it up in listings and leads where I don't even give them the value until they register. I mean, you really want to get quality leads, you tell them to register before they get their value. That's where you really get it. But in these times, I think if you use this is going to be fine. You're going to get leads. And right now, that ad is get out of here. So that one I just did yesterday. Just curious. So I've gotten 24 link clicks so far. That's not bad. I've only gotten 1 lead yet because the link clicks tell you how many people are actually clicking it, and then they either don't want to register, or they see their value. See, this is the thing I don't like because with KV Core, they've already got the information, so they don't need to register. So out of these,
Sean, if it's a low value, they may think, look, I don't.
that's the other. Yeah, that's why I think listings to leads has one of the better valuations along with what's my home worth. And I haven't looked at that as much, but you kind of want to give them something kind of realistic. If it comes up where you can sell your home for 600,000-700,000 and it says 340 or 350, this is crazy. Why would I move forward? So if you look at, and the one thing you can track on Facebook is how successful are you? This one has run for 1 day and it has 24 link clicks. That's pretty good. That tells me that it's working. Okay. I know that it's only costing me 33 cents a click for somebody, to get their valuation. Well, if I was really trying to look for listings, I would not use that because I would want them to register. Then you're still going to see link clicks, right? But you're at least going to know how many of those link clicks registered, right? Then you can get a little more specific. Look at, like I said, this one right here, the Pinellas County price reduction, 134 clicks. That's the traffic ad. So I've already gotten 3 people to register on my KV Core site just by doing that. And then this one, 14 on this ad, 14 people have signed up. My text, I got one. Let's see. I'll let everybody see what it looks like. All right, here. So this is what it looks like. I just got one. Andrew Artis is his name. I got his phone number, 1 to 3 months. Okay. This one yesterday, Ginger, phone number, 3 to 6 months. If you look at it, that's what it looks like on my phone when it comes over. It's a text. So it'll say all their information, give me all their information so I can call them immediately. Like this one right here. This one, it says 1 to 3 months. If I was really looking, if I was looking to get buyers, boom, I would have called them. And my initial call was always, did you receive the information you requested? That's it. If you call them trying to sell them on stuff, it's not going to happen. I just want to know, what do they want? Where are they at in the process? And then if you just get them into conversation, you're going to turn them into a deal eventually. So I can show you the Zapier, bridge to that, where you're going to get these texts. I can offer it to, the team in general, where we just run these ads and we can funnel the leads to you. If you don't want to go through all this, making the the ads, I can do it. All I ask is that if we go, and we'll talk individually, if you want to run it and we can share the cost of the ad, or you could just pay for it, is that I get the referrals for the mortgage, obviously. So, and I have no problem doing that. And one more thing, I want to.
Why didn't you say that before we did all that?
No. Well, because there are a lot of people will do it. They love doing. I mean, I did it.
I wouldn't reinvent the wheel here.
Yeah.
He's got a proven way of doing things. The only thing different is it's going to be on your Facebook page rather than his Facebook.
Yeah.
page.
Yeah.
And I can set up. I can set up multiple ad accounts to where your credit card's tied to this ad. You know, so then you pay for it. There's a system right here. It's called Listings to Leads. All right. This is one I love. This is one Karen uses all the time too. If you're interested, I pay for this. Right now, I only get 5 agents, but I can ramp it up to 50. It's more expensive, but if people will actually use it and they want to use it, you can do ads through this done for you. I would do it for you, but this system allows you as an agent to do squeeze pages, to advertise your listings. Like here's one of, if I want to market this listing.
Did you put mine in there?
I did.
Okay.
I tagged you. I thought I tagged you.
But see, this system allows us to do a lot of different things.
I didn't.
I can
try.
social media posts. There's a lot of different things that if you're interested, and this could be an hour presentation itself. You know, this does a lot of this stuff for you. I mean, it's really cool how it works out. It does flyers, it does QR codes, it does everything for you.
I love this.
It really, it'll.
What's it cost per? Like, you're saying there's a cost.
$40 a month.
Well, there's no cost for you if we go under mine because I'm paying for it. But if you, it's like 40. Or
I was
actually,
paying $40 a month.
You said you got 5 free ones, right?
for me, yeah. Well, yeah. But if I have enough people interested, I can knock it up to 50. They don't have anything in between, which is crazy.
Yeah.
It's either 5 or 50.
I can't see why we wouldn't want to do that, but to be honest, I don't think you should be paying for it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of this stuff that if I'll pay for because I pay for it anyways.
If I don't have to do the work.
And if I can,
Yeah,
That's
no,
how
me
real
too.
estate, I don't
if I'm getting
want
enough
to-
business on the mortgage end, I don't care. You know, it really doesn't matter.
Shoot.
But
That's a no-brainer.
to kind of wrap all this up, there are the Facebook ads. If you are consistent with them and you run them consistently, you will get deals from them. And you hear people saying that the leads aren't good, and that it's the same. Those same people will say the leads aren't good with Zillow. It's a numbers game, right? It's a numbers game. And as long as you consistently advertise, because I've spent a lot of money on Facebook, but I guarantee you, and I wish I would have from day one gone back and kind of saw how much money I made from it, because I got an investor from Facebook that bought 5 properties. I bought and sold 5 properties in a year. Okay, so that in itself paid for 10 years of Facebook ads for me. So it all depends on how much you want to work it. You know, I'm going to get with Karen and maybe we can do certain things and, you know, kind of
Yeah, we'll create something.
let the team have access to it. And as long as the key though is you've got to call these leads. You got to call them because
So is your opinion that Facebook is, again, developed and used correctly, is better than the Realtor.com?
yes,
From a cost perspective,
from a cost
obviously
perspective,
those teams,
yeah,
big teams spend
thousands.
hundreds
Well,
of thousands.
At Loan Depot, I went ahead and got hooked up with Realtor.com to get long form leads. I was paying $1,200 a month. Okay, I was getting a lead a day. 1 lead a day is what they give you, and I didn't convert it. They were okay. You know, it's just like anything else. Like Zillow long form. If you could get long forms, you're gonna probably have to spend about $3,000 a month. But those are good. But you can do the same thing yourself on Facebook. You'll have to work more leads to get to deals. than you would if you just paid Zillow. Because
Hey, Sean,
yeah,
let me ask you a question. Let's end this live video with a couple of questions here. If somebody in the audience there has one, that's great. But I just talked to a guy about 2 weeks ago from Realtor.com, and the average that they had was about it ended up being about $250 per lead when I talked to him about it. So in your world of Facebook advertising, if you spent $250, how many leads would you get?
you're going to get a lot more.
Yeah.
You saw, I showed you the cost per lead is right now, I'm at $2.04. $2 cost per lead for the page. I mean, that's as good as you can get. I mean, if anything under $5 is crazy good.
So I would get 100 of those. I would get a
Yeah.
100 of those for
Yep.
every one that I got from Realtor.com.
Correct.
And that was kind of my thought. Just wanted to, as far as the video goes here, I just wanted to tell you I really appreciate you giving us all that information. It was really, really good. And what we'll do is, if anybody out there has any questions, certainly go ahead and ask them. And if not, we'll wrap this video up, and then you can finish with the live people.
Okay. Anything? You guys have any questions? I know it's a lot of complicated, just a lot of steps. When we do like a presentation like this, and you see me doing it, or you watch somebody do it, it's like anything else. Until you actually go through the steps yourself, and you see it, and you do it, you're not going to really know. I mean, yes, I wanted people to come here to be able to go through it, but you really need to struggle through it yourself and just do test ads. You don't have to actually run them.
No, I just did.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah, and you can run them, see what happens. But the more you do, the better. You'll learn it on your own. It's not that difficult. It is a lot of steps. And once you start doing it, because I just learned this all on my own. I just did it, I did watch 1,000 YouTube videos and things like that because I wanted to learn it. But yeah.
I got a testimonial because he sent me a link, set me up an account with listing the lead, and I ran one of my ads 2-3 days ago, got 10 leads.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it is. Anybody who tells you you're going to get all these leads and you're going to close all these deals, it's not going to happen. You're going to get a lot of leads, but if you don't work them, the key to these internet leads or any leads is follow up. Is your system individually, how do you follow up? Because most of these people aren't ready today. Most of these people are going to be ready in 6 months. But you know what? 6 months will be here tomorrow. Yeah, like once you get older, like me, and like my kids are. I got one kid that graduated law school, one that's in. That's crazy. Come on, I'm not that old, and so time moves fast. It used to be I'd look at this. Oh, this person's 6 months out. Well, just think of how many 6 months ago leads you had if you closed them today.
Well,
you probably retire
consistently. All of a sudden, you've got stuff to do today, except for all.
Yeah, everybody wants stuff
What's
done.
this month look
But
like?
it's just as long as you follow up with these leads, you will be successful.
Yeah. And the nice thing about it is it goes right into KB4.
Yeah.
So you can go there and do your tax, and you can just.
And we can set it up. If you don't have KB Core, whatever CRM you have, I can make it work for your CRM.
Don't we automatically have KV Core with EXP? You
Yep.
just have to go in.
Yeah.
They have
Yeah.
to set it up, right?
And I was doing like a weekly thing at KB Core. I was showing people how to do that. I can do that again. I can sit down with you if you want to learn how to set up these squeeze pages, which are so easy, or you can just go on YouTube. There's 1,000 videos that show you how to do it. But yeah, KD Core is as good as any other CRM. The best CRM is the one you're going to use, right? It doesn't matter what it is. It could be an Excel spreadsheet. If you keep track of people's names and you follow up with them, it's going to work. So, but I'm available. I'm here almost every day. You can set appointments with me. You want to come in here? Want to do it on Zoom? You live far away? However you want to do it, I can walk you through it, and then you'll be running, and you'll be getting leads. And I can help. I have a team also, a couple of people that if we need follow-up phone calls for people to get pre-approved, if I'm not going to do it, I get somebody else to do it too. So we have a system. You can use virtual assistants if you want. You know, you can. That's a VA. I would say though, it's hard. The VA is not going to be as good as you are talking to these people on the phone, right? If you have the mindset that my initial phone call is going to be, hey, how you doing? Just checking to see how you're doing, just checking to see that you received what you requested. That was my most successful line. Hi, I'm just calling to see that let's say they valuation. Hi, I'm calling to see if you received your home valuation. Oh, I never received it. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's do that. And a lot of times they'll be like, all right, let me just, I'll do it for you on the phone. At least you're getting in conversation. But it's always, I'm just calling to make sure you receive what you requested. I'm not trying to sell you. I'm not trying to get you in the car to go look at homes. None of that. Just what's your time frame for purchasing? What can I do to help? And that's it. That will open end the conversation. And if they are interested, they will talk. I went through Craig Proctor's system before. Okay. And it's a very good system. I kind of learned some of this from that. His whole system is Facebook, getting leads, and just inundating yourself with numbers, calling, talking. But his script on getting information out of people is great, and I would use it. You're just asking questions. The first conversation is just getting familiar, just asking questions. If they're not interested and they don't want to talk to you, they're going to tell you. At least I like, the more no's I got, the more money I made, because that means I'm talking to more people, right? So it's all about conversion, and I can definitely help you with that too. So, any other questions? Awesome.
Hey, Brian, thanks for setting this up.
Thanks,
Yes,
Brian.
Brian. Thanks, Sean.
We're all done.
You guys are most welcome. I appreciate you, Sean. And like I say, I look forward to talking to you one day this week to help me get my
All right.
stuff set up.
Yep. We'll set it up.